Hey, good afternoon. This is Neil with Simple Futures. It is Thursday, the 17th of August, and it's a little brutal out there today. It felt worse than it looks, I guess. It says, we're down 37 in the ES, which is actually less than 1%, but sure felt heavy today. On these weekly quant levels, you can see here the stats, 62 weekly periods, 62 weeks analyzed, touching this L2 quant down here, which is down at 4370, really close to today's low. I mean, could be there tonight easily. 6.5% of a touch of that level, and 3.2% closing down there in that area. So, the stats weren't exactly with this much of a move, but yet still here we find ourselves. What you see here in the way of these fibs is something I've had to kind of start to think about as an alternative to the low for the week being in and starting to bounce. We're looking bearish initially, if you remember, and then looking for a bounce. Well, we haven't seen the bounce. So the first part of that plan was down a little bit more and then a bounce. There's no bounce yet. Pulled this from the beginning of the year, and which is the low of the year. It's all the same, to this July high up here. And that level comes in a little lower for next week or something. I don't know. Whenever it manages to find its way down into something like this. This is in at about 4330-ish, which is also the 21 period exponential moving average on a weekly chart. And it's also a 236 retrace if you start the fib from the October of the year before, the dead low of the move down at like 3,500 or whatever. So maybe it's got some more in it. Markets will advertise lower looking for a buyer, and it'll keep doing so until it finds one. Certainly has not found a buyer yet. I meit went out darn near on the dead lows today. I did try to buy it today. I thought I had a decent setup, given the fact that it was coming into levels that made a lot of sense, and the fact that the low for the week was yesterday on a Wednesday, and we don't very often see additional follow through on the Thursday after the low for the week on a Wednesday. But that did not work, and it just kind of kept slowly, price just kind of kept slowly sliding into the end of the day down here at, look at these prices. I mean, this goes all the way back to June. And so just in the first few days of this month, we've come all the way back to where things lifted off at early June. Taking back a pretty good bit. So I stopped at a crude. Also, we had some long energy stuff going on, and that's now flat. I did start buying some gold today. Had a level that I liked. The idea of looking at it $1,920 in gold. So started there with GLD call spreads though, so call verticals, debits. I don't see much else really. Gonna keep an eye on this crazy S&P though, see what kind of price it takes to finally have this thing start to bounce. But I will tell you that now the most immediate level that you got to worry about and trying to clear on the way up is 44.20. Above there, I believe it would probably be trying to reach as high as 44.65. Above there is 44.90. And the sad part about this is this thing is not really good or firm or trustworthy, reliable, whatever on an uptick until it's all the way, in my opinion, back above 44.90. And we're 100 lower than that right now at basically 43.90, right? But just immediately above, got a big balance price at 44.20. It's the same kind of thing that is at 44.90. So 44.20 and 90 are two big magnet prices. And in the middle of those, it's got a recent kind of pivot high, intraday pivot high, and an old important price that we talk about in the Trade Room Summit at like 65 as well. So those are your prices on the upside, and then this 382 retrace on this daily chart from the beginning of the year back at 43.30 as far as a downside level. All right, that's what I got. So hopefully some of this helps, and good trade. Nice evening. We'll do it again at the next update.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency. It's one of the things that won me